You got an interesting way to start this video before we begin. Look at this stupid Sports Illustrated that I got. Specifically because I don't hate Roger Goodell that much, but they always talk about the freaking Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron and Golden Tate. Not Golden Tate. Golden Tate. Golden State Stephen Curry, the one who likes to advertise purified water? Yeah, something like that. Anyway. Oh my gosh, and I hate this one right here. You know I hate this one. What an idiot. He doesn't deserve. See, this is why I'm glad I got this subscription for free. This is kind of garbage. But anyway. Week 4. Now, everybody's probably like, why aren't you talking about the Falcons and Lions game? Weren't you supposed to make like some kind of reaction? Nah. The reason I didn't make a reaction is it's only week 3. This is week 4. Now, I only make reactions depending on certain situations. And if you watched that game, go and check it out, and then you can see from yourself. There's a lot to explain with that one, but we're just going to go right into it. Detroit Lions versus Minnesota Vikings. Now, Jarrad Davis was probably the greatest news because he's back at practice, and he's not in a red jersey, so that means it's very possible he could be playing this week. Still listed as questionable, and now with the new thing about NFL, if you're listed questionable, it's still not guaranteed. But expect him, since he's not in a red jersey and he is Jarrad Davis. Kudos to him for getting back to the practice field, because we've had just a lot of crap when it comes to drafting players, them getting injured, like Javid Best, the list goes on. Our offensive line. I love Travis Swanson, okay? But he keeps getting injured week in and week out. But I do believe in him. I believe he was just resting his ankle, which is good. Good for him. Just get back at it there. I love Travis Swanson because I'm one of his biggest critics, because I didn't like him at first, but then he became one of the best centers in NFL. Who would have thought? But he's very impressed me with that. Now, let's move on to our silly little opponent. Okay, first of all, I don't even like how the analysts, because I've been watching them all, they just constantly promote the Vikings. The Vikings have a duo, Thielen and Stephon Diggs. And I'm like, that's not a duo. Theo Riddick and Amir Abdullah, that's a duo. But I understand, though. Minnesota's gone through some rough years. Last year was pretty rough for them. So maybe this year they're trying to just, but it just sucks because all the analysts, all they do is they try and hype them up. The Purple Eaters. My thoughts, though. Case Keenum. Case Keenum can't even take on Joe Hayden. How in the heck? Because I know I'm going to get a bunch of these crappy Vikings fans with all their garbage and all their defense and stupid shit like that. So much dumb shit. Because I think the only thing... It's really hard with these new age Vikings fans. Little do they know of stuff. Okay, so basically, Case Keenum, you don't have an O-line. And I think it's funny that the Vikings think they have a decent O-line. Now, they signed Riley Reiff, which was one of their big moves. But Riley Reiff, the reason we got rid of him, we could have kept him, but we got rid of him. We gave Riley Reiff to you. Yeah. So basically, it's not looking good for you, Viqueens. It ain't looking good, Viqueens. Little queens. And I I've listened to what's his podcast, Realistic Randy, because at least he accepts the reality of the crap that he even wants Colin Kaepernick on his team because he knows it ain't shit. Now, if Sam Crapford decides to play, bless his heart, because he's got to break his leg, because our defense is going to beat the crap out of him. This game, now if Minnesota has studied anything, this game should be interesting, but I doubt it. Another thing too is that it's when you lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's pretty bad, especially since the AFC North is not doing good at all this year. Cincinnati Bengals, crap, pure crap. Browns, crap. But they're okay crap. The Browns will improve, but the Ravens were crap. Oh my gosh, I did not. The Jaguars destroyed them. But that's kind of like the analyst you have to go with, and it's not being a jerk or anything. It's just the truth. Pittsburgh Steelers. This is like the roughest Pittsburgh Steelers I've ever seen them. This is like they have to depend on Antonio Brown, of course, and if Antonio Brown doesn't get going, their whole team just falls apart. You know, the AFC North is just completely low tier, and the Vikings can handle that. Another thing about the Vikings too, they have a decent special teams, so that should be interesting. Their special teams, let's see what their special teams does. That's the thing that's probably going to keep them in the game. Because if you look at even like this statistic, I cannot believe the Steelers running back was too much for him. That Amir Abdullah and Theo Riddick, they are not ready for that. That's some next level stuff. As you could see, like just even like Atlanta was panicking. They didn't know how to stop Theo Riddick and Amir. And that's the thing too that it boils down to is like the Vikings defense. What the best thing about their defense is what Xavier Rhodes. But that doesn't matter at all, particularly because the Lions have faced some very good defenses. They faced probably the best secondary, which was on our schedule, was the New York Giants, and they beat the living crap out of them. Then something about their defensive end talking shit. But, like, here's the thing, dude. We gave you Riley Reiff. And you can talk all the crap you want, little defensive end. Yeah, you can do that. But our O-line, man, it's just stout. And then we signed and replaced, which was a good move by Bobby Quinn and Jim Caldwell and all of them. They signed Tim Galito, which is like he's like a former Saints offensive guard, and that's amazing because one thing the Saints are known for, if anything, of their organization is that they build good O-lines, and they've built good O-lines for years for Drew Brees. And you can see that because Drew Brees beat the living crap out of Carolina, exposed the real Carolina Panthers, Which down the road, that's going to be an interesting game to see the Saints versus the Lions. It's going to be a really good game. That game will be pretty awesome. So now, here's the thing too. If Dwayne Washington decides he can play this week, yeah, that's going to be pretty hard for them. It's even harder with Zach Zenner. It's just like, I don't even know what to say. I really don't see any opposing threat to what Minnesota brings. Minnesota has to have at least Stephon Diggs, and that's the thing too. It's like it's not like we're containing two receivers. We're not containing Odell Beckham and Brandon Marshall. We're only containing Stephon Diggs. Thielen's just like he's average. He just has his moments. But overall, yeah, this game, bye-bye Vikings. It's not looking good for you. No. This Lions secondary is what I call perfect. Absolutely perfect secondary. Now, I don't even expect Tavon Wilson to play this game because he's still dealing with his injury, but that's fine. He can rest. If Jared Davis is on the field, and I'm not even worried about this. What's his guy named? Dalvin Cook. They're like, Dalvin Cook, he's so much better than Adrian Peterson. And That's the funny thing, though, is because we know who the heck Riley Reiff is. And just watch this mess unfold. And another thing, too, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is trash. It's complete trash. The only thing that Pittsburgh's defense has is Joe Hayden. That was all it took to beat the Minnesota Vikings. Case freaking Keenum. Case Keenum. They need Sam Bradford to even have a decent game. If they put Case Keenum in this game, interception, interception, interception. Slay, slay, slay.